They came from the edge of the galaxy, a fleet so large it blocked out stars, ships shaped like blades, black and silent, floating toward the blue planet called Earth. Their name was known in every corner of the galaxy, the Dranok Armada. No one had ever stopped them. No one had ever made them turn back. Planets burned, cities vanished, and entire species disappeared when the Dranok arrived. Fear followed them like a shadow, but this time, something was different. The Armada entered the solar system without warning. Their leader, High Commander Varnak, stood inside the largest ship, a vessel 10 times bigger than Earth's moon base. He looked at the blue planet on the screen. "Earth," he said. "Another primitive world. Prepare the message." His second-in-command nodded. Message prepared. Translation uploaded. "Shall we begin?" "Yes," Varnak said. "Let them know fear." A signal was sent to Earth, a simple video message. It showed a dozen planets burning. Then Varnak's voice echoed in many languages. "We are the Dranok. We are the end. Surrender now, or be erased." The message went live. Billions across the galaxy watched. Other alien races, still shaking from their own defeats, held their breath. Everyone expected Earth to scream, to beg, to panic. That's what always happened. But Earth's reply came within minutes. A short video, simple and strange. A man in a t-shirt sat at a desk, drinking coffee. He looked straight into the camera and said with a smile, "Cool story, bro. Now watch this, the OI." Screen changed. Loud music started. A video montage began showing humans doing wild, fearless things. Skydiving from space, running toward explosions in slow motion, standing next to lions, surfing giant waves, dancing in zero gravity. At the end, in big letters, it said, "We're not scared. Try us." Then the video ended with loud laughter. The galaxy went silent. In the Dranok command ship, the bridge was quiet. Commander Varnak stared at the screen, confused. "Was that laughter?" he asked. His second-in-command looked uncomfortable. "Yes, Commander, it seems they are mocking us." "Why would they do that? Do they not understand what we are?" "We believe they understand, but they do not care." Varnak's eyes narrowed. "Then we make them care." Orders were sent. Scout ships flew toward the moon. They were meant to test Earth's defenses. The scouts carried small weapons just enough to scare. The Dranok did not expect resistance. They never had it before. But something happened. The first scout ship vanished before it reached the moon. The second exploded without warning. The third sent back one last message. "They knew we were coming. It's a trap." Then silence. "Commander," Varnak stood still. "They destroyed our scouts," his officer said, voice shaking. "Impossible. No one destroys Dranok scouts." Earth did. Across the galaxy, alien watchers were stunned. The broadcast showed Earth's reaction again. Late-night shows on Earth were laughing. Comedians made jokes about space bullies. Social media was full of funny images mocking the Dranok. One video had millions of views. It showed a Dranok ship with cartoon eyes crashing into a giant banana. The Dranok had come with fear, but they were met with laughter. Commander Varnak paced the bridge. "They are not normal," he said. "They do not fear death." "No, Commander. They fear something else. Or perhaps nothing at all." A human scientist watching from a space station spoke into a private channel. "They don't understand us," she said. "They think fear is the strongest weapon, but they don't know what humans are made of. We survived wars, disasters, even ourselves. We turned fear into a joke a long time ago. Earth's defenses went on full alert. Hidden weapons came online. Satellites moved. The moon base powered up shields no one knew existed. Deep underground, old programs woke up. Earth had been preparing quietly for years. Watching. Learning. Because humanity knew this day would come. Now the galaxy was watching too. Some alien leaders started whispering, "If Earth can laugh at the Dranok, maybe we don't have to be afraid anymore." But others warned, "If the Dranok lose to humans, they will not accept it. They will come with full power next time." Back, on the command ship, Varnak gave a new order. "Prepare the main fleet. Earth must be shown what fear truly means. But deep inside, he felt something he had never felt before. Doubt. Why did humans laugh at death? Why did they welcome war with jokes? Why did their courage feel so dangerous? In the cold silence of space, the most feared Armada floated closer to Earth. But now, for the first time, it was the Dranok who felt watched. And somewhere, on Earth, someone uploaded a new video. It showed the Dranok logo, turned into a toilet paper brand. The caption read, "Coming soon to a bathroom near you." The galaxy exploded with laughter, and the war had not even started yet. The galaxy could not believe what it had just seen. The most feared fleet in space, the Dranok Armada, had been laughed at by humans. Even worse, their first attack had failed. Billions of beings watched replays of the human response. Some thought it was fake, others were confused. But most of all, they were curious. Why were the humans not scared? Commander Varnak was not amused. Inside his dark ship, his fists were tight, his sharp teeth pressed together. He had destroyed 50 planets before this. Entire civilizations had screamed at his name, but Earth had smiled. Earth had joked. And now, Earth had destroyed 3 of his scout ships. He looked at his officer. "Send more ships," Varnak said. "Bigger ones, heavily armed. I want answers." "Yes, Commander." The second wave was sent. Fast destroyers with advanced sensors. They were told to test Earth's defense, collect data, and report back. But again, Earth was ready. This time, Earth did not wait. As soon as the Dranok destroyers entered the upper solar system, they were met with fast-moving drones. These drones were small, fast, and deadly. They came from behind asteroids, from Earth's own satellites, even from empty cargo ships that were secretly armed. One by one, the destroyers vanished from the screen. Commander Varnak stared, his eyes wide. "Impossible," he whispered. He didn't know that humans had been watching the galaxy for years. After the first alien signal was received many decades ago, Earth began to prepare, quietly. The public was told it was just space research. But behind the scenes, Earth's smartest people were building something much more serious: a defense network, a war plan, and most important of all, psychological studies on alien behavior. They learned something powerful. Most aliens feared death. Most feared pain. And they feared the Dranok more than anything. But humans were different. In a science lab under the Arctic ice, Dr. Lena Hart was watching the live feed from space. She was a lead expert in xenopsychology, the study of alien minds. She spoke to her team. "The Dranok don't understand us," she said. "They think fear is power. But humans have been laughing at fear for thousands of years. It's in our culture." Her assistant, a young man named Juno, nodded. "They keep trying to scare us. But the more they try, the funnier we make it." "Exactly," Lena said. "And now the galaxy is watching. This is more than just a battle. This is a message. A message was sent from Earth to the whole galaxy. It said, 'We don't fear bullies, we beat them, with brains, bravery, and maybe a few jokes.'" The message went viral. Alien species from far systems started posting strange messages online. Some praised Earth, some warned Earth to stop, but many others began to hope. For the first time, the Dranok were not the only voice in space. Back on the Dranok ship, Commander Varnak was growing angrier. "They think this is funny," he said. "They insult us, they disrespect us, no more games." He ordered a war council. On a dark screen, the faces of other Dranok commanders appeared, cold, sharp, and deadly. "They destroyed our scouts," Varnak said. "They mock our fear. What do we do?" One of the older commanders growled, "We crush them. No more warnings. Bring the fire." But another, younger one said, "We should be careful. This is not normal. Humans are unpredictable." The council began to argue. That had never happened before. Even the Dranok were unsure now. Fear was no longer working. Meanwhile, humans were already preparing for the next step. Underground bunkers activated. New defense satellites launched. AI systems predicted Dreadnought fleet movement. And in the middle of all that, humans kept doing what they always did, living, laughing, and refusing to panic. Earth's people didn't stop going to school. Soldiers trained while listening to music. Civilians posted funny videos about alien invasion survival kits. One famous video showed a man wearing a tinfoil hat yelling, "Come on, space lizards, I got garlic." It got 10 million views in one day. Even children drew pictures of humans punching space monsters. The fear was not spreading. Courage was. In a small ship orbiting Saturn, a secret alien observer, from a race called the Zalari, watched all of this in silence. Her name was Nira, and she had watched the Dreadnought destroy her world years ago. She whispered, "Maybe the humans are our only chance." Back on the Dreadnought flagship, Commander Varnak made a final decision. "Enough warnings. We strike Earth, directly. All weapons ready. Prepare for invasion." His officer hesitated. "But Commander, what if they are ready?" Varnak's voice became a growl. "Then we crush them harder." As the dark ships began moving toward Earth, lights across the human world started blinking. They were not afraid. They were ready. And someone, somewhere, was already uploading the next meme. The war of fear was failing, and the galaxy had just started laughing. The sky over Earth was calm, blue, peaceful, but far above that blue sky in the black cold of space, the Dreadnought Armada moved closer. Their ships were sharp like knives, silent like shadows. They had one goal: break Earth and make it fear them. Commander Varnak stood on the bridge of his massive warship. Behind him, screens showed Earth growing larger every minute. Around his ship, hundreds of Dreadnought warships flew in formation. Their weapons were charged. Their AI systems were ready. This was not a scout mission anymore. This was a full attack. Varnak's voice echoed through his fleet. "No more games, no more jokes. We bring fear back to the galaxy. We burn Earth today." The fleet moved into Earth's orbit, but Earth was waiting. The first warning came from a Dreadnought destroyer. It vanished, gone in a flash of light. No explosion, no trace, just gone. Seconds later, another ship lost power, then another. Their systems went dark. They couldn't move, they couldn't fire. Commander Varnak shouted, "Report, what is happening?" One of his officers replied, "Some kind of invisible field, draining power. We don't understand it." It was Earth's secret weapon. Humans had built something new, a satellite network called Netvoid. It was designed to trap and jam alien tech. It had never been tested in battle, until now. Earth's Defense Command watched from underground bunkers. General Ayla Kim stood in front of a giant screen deep inside a mountain. Her voice was calm. "Activate Phase 2. A signal was sent. Earth space drones moved like a swarm, thousands of them armed and fast. They shot at Dreadnought ships with weapons Earth had hidden for years. They didn't look strong, but they were smart. Each drone worked with AI that could learn during battle. Dreadnought ships began to fall. Boom, boom, one after another. The galaxy was watching. News feeds across alien worlds showed the battle live. Billions of aliens stared in shock as the Dreadnought ships exploded. The fearsome Armada was losing. On Earth, people cheered. In schools, on streets, in homes, everyone was watching. Children waved Earth flags. Adults cried with pride. But still, the humans kept laughing. A comedy channel posted a short clip. It showed a fake Dreadnought spaceship getting hit by a pie. The title said, "Breaking News. Earth defeats the big bad boogeymen." Commander Varnak saw it. His face twisted. With rage. "How dare they joke in war? They don't understand fear," said a voice behind him. Varnak turned. It was an old Dreadnought warrior, a quiet advisor who rarely spoke. "Humans are strange," the old one said. "We tried to scare them, but fear feeds their fire. They don't break. They fight harder." Varnak did not want to hear that. "We are not done," he said. "Prepare the obsidian bomb." Gasps filled the room. The obsidian bomb was their deadliest weapon, a device that could turn half a planet to ash in minutes. They had used it only twice in the past. Both times, no life remained. Back on Earth, AI systems detected strange signals. The scientists at the Arctic base looked worried. Dr. Lena Hart read the data. "They're charging something big," she said. "Something we haven't seen before." Her assistant frowned. "Can we stop it?" Lena looked at the screen. Then she smiled. "No," she said, "but we can survive it." A new order was sent. Earth's deep bunkers closed. Energy shields powered up. Orbiting stations moved into position. But most importantly, a small hidden ship left Earth and flew straight toward the Draenok fleet. It was a decoy, but it carried a secret. Inside the ship was a broadcast device. It wasn't a bomb. It wasn't a laser. It was a message. The ship reached the edge of the Draenok formation. They shot it down quickly, but too late. The signal had already gone out. Across every Draenok screen, a new video played. It showed a fake Draenok leader, wearing clown makeup, slipping on a banana peel. Then it showed a human doing a victory dance while alien voices laughed. Then these words appeared. "We're still not scared, and now neither is the galaxy." Alien planets watching from afar began to cheer. Some rebel races who had feared the Draenok for years sent quiet messages. "To Earth, we want to help." Varnak's hand shook. "They're turning the galaxy against us. With humor?" "Yes, Commander," his officer whispered. Back on Earth, General Ayla Kim gave one final order. "Send the signal. Operation Echo is green." All at once, Earth's hidden allies, robotic ships built with stolen alien tech, appeared around the solar system. They had been hidden in asteroid belts, deep space, and even disguised as comets. They joined the fight. The Draenok, once untouchable, were now surrounded. Commander Varnak stared at the screens, his voice low. "What are these humans?" The answer came from one of his young officers watching Earth's latest broadcast. "They're not fearless, Commander," he said. "They're dangerous because they laugh at fear." The battle wasn't over yet, but the galaxy had seen something new today. The mighty Draenok had tasted defeat, and Earth, that small, noisy, joking world, had become the most unexpected threat the galaxy had ever known. The war had changed, and the Draenok were no longer laughing. Smoke floated in space. Broken pieces of Draenok ships drifted near Earth's orbit. Sparks flashed from damaged hulls. Fire still burned in some wreckage. The once invincible Armada looked wounded. But the war wasn't over. Commander Varnak stood, on his dark bridge, silent, his claws clenched. Around him, officers stared at flickering screens. The Earth had done the unthinkable. Not only had they fought back, they had humiliated the Draenok. His second-in-command spoke, voice low. "Half our fleet is gone. Shields are failing. More human reinforcements are arriving." Varnak didn't speak. He just stared at the screen. Earth glowing below like a blue jewel. A jewel that had turned into a sword. Then, quietly, he said, "Begin the obsidian bomb countdown." His crew hesitated. One brave officer spoke up. "Commander, the galaxy is watching. If we destroy Earth now, they will fear us, but they will also rise against us." Varnak's eyes burned. They already rise, and fear must be remembered. The countdown began. Back on Earth, warning lights turned red. In a secure command room deep under the Rocky Mountains, alarms rang. General Ayla Kim stood straight, calm, but her eyes were sharp. "What do we know?" she asked. A young tech officer replied, "They've activated something massive. Power readings are off the charts. We believe it's a planet killer." Another officer added, "We have 6 minutes before launch." No one panicked. They had trained for this. Ayla looked around the room. "Prepare Project Mirror." Dozens of people began typing. Project Mirror had been Earth's last card, a secret plan to reflect energy attacks back at their source. It wasn't finished. It wasn't tested. But there was no time left. Meanwhile, high above, on a small cloaked satellite near the moon, Dr. Lena Hart and her assistant Juno worked fast. "We need to align the reflectors perfectly," Lena said. "Even a 1-degree error and Earth burns." Juno nodded, sweat on his face. "I'm trying, they're moving too fast." "Then move faster," Lena said, voice tight. Back in the galaxy, other races watched the live feeds. Some cried, some cheered, and some decided to act. A ship appeared near Saturn. Not human, not Dranok. It was the Zalari, the last survivors of a world the Dranok destroyed long ago. Their captain, Nira, sent a message to Earth. "We are with you." More ships followed. Small, strange, fast. Pirate fleets, merchant defense units, old scavenger vessels with stolen weapons. All of them moved toward the Dranok. For the first time in 1,000 years, someone stood beside a species under attack. Earth was no longer alone. Commander Varnak saw it all. "Traitors," he hissed. "They forget who we are." A countdown beeped on the bridge, minutes left. The obsidian bomb was ready to fire, but then every screen on the Dranok flagship went black. A video started playing. Again, a human, sitting at a desk. This time, it was a gray-haired woman with a cup of tea. Calm, smiling. She said, "You came to make us afraid, but you forgot something important." The screen zoomed in on her face. "We invented fear, and we beat it every day." Then came a final line. "You're not the storm. We are." The video ended, and suddenly, every satellite around Earth turned, locking into a perfect pattern. Dr. Lena Hart hit the button. "Now!" A wave of energy burst from the Dranok ship, the obsidian bomb's deadly blast. But the moment it touched Earth's upper orbit, it hit the mirror net. The net bent the blast, reflected it, redirected it. The energy turned, like a boomerang, straight, back to the Dranok fleet. It hit hard. The Dranok flagship shook. Lights exploded. Systems failed. Half the fleet lit up like firecrackers. Commander Varnak was thrown across the bridge. Smoke filled the room. "What happened?" he roared. His officer whispered, stunned. "They sent it back. They reflected the bomb." Varnak stared at the screen. His own weapon had wounded his own fleet, and now, Earth's allies were arriving. One Zalari ship shot down a Dranok cruiser. Another fired EMP missiles that disabled Dranok engines. Even a small pirate vessel crashed into a battleship, blowing itself up to take the enemy with it. The Dranok were surrounded. Earth's people watched it all. In every home, on every phone, in every bunker. The message was clear. Humanity was not afraid. In fact, they were fighting smarter, funnier, and stronger than anyone expected. In one school, a teacher turned to her students and said, "Remember this day. This is the day fear lost." Commander Varnak sat slumped in his chair. He watched a live feed from Earth. A new video was playing. It showed the Dranok symbol, turned into a puppy logo, with the words, "Dranok. Now, available in soft and fluffy." Laughter echoed through the galaxy again. The most feared Armada was being turned into a joke. But Earth wasn't done. General Ayla Kim gave one last order: push them back. Send them home. And so, with help from the stars, Earth's ships, drones, allies, humans, pushed forward. The Dranok ships, tired and shocked, began to retreat. Not from fear of death, but from something worse. Fear of being laughed at. For the first time in history, the Dranok were not feared, they were pitied, and Earth had become the galaxy's loudest, bravest, most dangerous joke. And the joke was only just beginning. The stars were quiet again. After the failed attack, the Dranok fleet had pulled back. Their ships, once symbols of fear, limped away through space, some with damage, some completely dark, some simply lost. Earth did not chase. Earth stood, tall, watching, waiting. In the command center under the Rocky Mountains, General Ayla Kim gave the order: Stand down from alert level 1. Begin recovery and repair. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were sharp. The battle was over. Yes, but not the war. In orbit, Earth satellites rotated slowly, scanning deep space. Hidden weapons returned to stealth mode. Drones floated, like watchful birds. Earth was quiet, but it was not weak. In a hospital room in New York, a young girl named Maya woke up. She had been injured when a piece of fallen space debris crashed near her home. Her mother stood beside her, smiling through tears. Maya blinked, then whispered, "Did we win?" Her mother nodded. "Yes, sweetheart, we made them run." Maya smiled. "Can I draw the aliens now? I want to put hats on them." Her mother laughed. And outside the window, a billboard showed a giant cartoon of the Dranok commander with clown shoes and a red nose. The world was healing, with jokes, with hope, and with pride. But far across the galaxy, in a hidden system known only to the Dranok, a different mood had taken over. Commander Varnak sat in a dark chamber. He was not on his ship anymore. He was in front of the High Fear Council, ancient leaders who ruled the Dranok with cold logic and sharper claws. They watched him with glowing yellow eyes. "You failed," one of them hissed. "You turned our fear into a weapon against us," said another. Varnak stood straight. "I underestimated them. They are not like other species. They laugh at pain. They joke about death. They spread courage instead of fear. They are dangerous," said the third elder. The oldest one leaned forward. His voice was dry like sand. "Then we must change our plan." Varnak blinked. "Commander? No more open war. We will do what they do. Use minds, not just weapons. Let us see if Earth still laughs when the enemy is already among them." A new plan was born. Back on Earth, things seemed peaceful. Rebuilding had begun. Cities lit up again. News channels told stories of courage. Kids played with toy spaceships pretending to shoot Dranok aliens. Cafes sold Galaxy Victory coffee. A band released a song called Punch the Sky. It reached #1 in hours. But Earth's leaders knew better. In a secret meeting in Geneva, Dr. Lena Hart, General Ayla Kim, and a group of top thinkers gathered. "They'll be back," Lena said. "Not with ships, not right away, but they'll try something else." Ayla nodded. "Psychological warfare, sabotage, lies. We need to find them before they act," said a cyber defense expert. "They could send spies, viruses, even hidden tech." Lena looked at her tablet. "We call it Operation Shadow Shield, a planet-wide defense plan, not just weapons and culture, networks, ideas." "Are we ready?" Ayla asked. Lena smiled slightly. "No, but we will be." And she was right, because something strange had already begun. In a small town in Canada, a man found a strange device in his backyard. It looked like a metal cube humming softly. He thought it was just junk from the battle. But when scientists scanned it, they found it was sending data to somewhere deep in space. In Tokyo, a computer hacker noticed odd signals inside the internet. Messages in strange code, hidden commands, alien fingerprints. In Nairobi, a woman, working at a radio telescope, picked up a whisper. A voice not human saying, "They laugh now. They won't laugh forever." Earth's secret forces moved quickly. The cube was taken, the signals tracked, the whispers recorded. But then, something else happened. A video started spreading across Earth's internet. It was simple. A child, crying, a house in ruins, a message saying, "Is this really a victory?" It looked human. It sounded human. But something felt wrong. People started sharing it. Some believed it. Some became afraid again. In dark corners of the web, rumors started. Maybe Earth shouldn't have fought back. Maybe we made things worse. Maybe we should surrender next time. Lena was called in. She studied the video carefully. Her fingers tapped the screen. "This isn't from us," she said. General Ayla leaned over her shoulder. You think it's alien? Lena nodded. Not just alien. Draenok. They're trying to break us from the inside. If they can't make us fear them directly, they'll make us fear each other. Ayla stood. Then we fight a different kind of war now. But Earth was ready. Humans had faced fear for centuries. Plagues, bombs, disasters, darkness. They had always come back, stronger. Now they faced fear with memes, science, courage, and something else. Unity. New programs began. Schools taught media defense. Cyber warriors hunted fake signals. Artists created music and stories to spread strength. Scientists built better scanners, smarter AIs. And people stayed strong because they remembered the sky lighting up. They remembered Earth standing proud. And they remembered something simple. Fear only wins if you stay silent. Earth would never be silent again, and somewhere in deep space, the Draenok watched and realized their worst fear had come true. The humans weren't just laughing. They were leading, and now, the galaxy was starting to laugh with them. The night sky over Earth was full of stars, but now people looked up with different eyes. Those stars were no longer just pretty lights. They were doors. Doors to danger. Doors to the future. And somewhere, behind those stars, the Draenok watched and waited. But Earth wasn't sleeping. In a secret base under the Antarctic ice, the human leaders met again. General Ayla Kim, Dr. Lena Hart, and a few others stood around a glowing table showing live satellite feeds, signal maps, and reports from all over the world. Dr. Hart spoke first. They tried something new. Mind games, fake messages, hidden tech, but we stopped it. Ayla nodded. They're testing our limits, looking for weakness. We gave them none, Lena said. But the next move will be bigger. And it was. 3 nights later, an orbiting station near Mars went silent. No signal, no distress call, just, and then, in a space mining colony near Jupiter, the workers found something strange buried in the ice. A cube, almost the same as the one found on Earth. But this one opened. Inside was a small black orb, and when it activated, it released a whisper. Sleep now. Earth belongs to us. It didn't explode, it didn't kill, but within an hour, every worker in the colony reported feeling cold, nervous, tired, like hope was fading. Earth's scientists called it a psychological weapon, a fear bomb. It didn't attack the body, it attacked the mind. Lena studied the data, her eyes wide. This is worse than we thought. They've learned how we think, how we feel. They're trying to use fear like a virus. But Earth had already faced fear, and this time, it fought back faster. Operation Lightstorm was launched. It sent pulse signals across space, waves of sound, color, and energy designed by Earth's best minds to block the effects of the fear bomb. Within a day, the colony workers were smiling again, laughing again, back to work. On a live stream from Mars base, one engineer held up the orb and said, "Nice try, space jerks." The video went viral. Commander Varnak watched it from the shadows of a hidden moon. His red eyes narrowed. His voice was sharp. They mock us. They mock everything. One of his spies whispered, "The humans aren't just fighting us. They're enjoying it." Varnak stood. "Then we end the game. Prepare the Phantom Net." The Phantom Net was the Draenok's final secret, a network of cloaked drones, invisible to normal sensors, able to slip through space undetected. Each one could scan, spy, and even whisper thoughts into minds. It was not made to destroy. It was made to break belief. Within days, phantom drones spread across Earth's orbit. People began hearing voices, not loud, but soft, strange thoughts. In dreams, feelings of doubt. Why fight? You're not strong enough. The galaxy is too big. Some felt tired for no reason. Some had nightmares. Some just felt alone. But Earth was watching. In a lab under the Andes Mountains, Dr. Hart and her team finally detected the strange energy waves. "It's not magic," she said. "It's low-frequency neural pulses, targeted." "Can we stop it?" asked her assistant. Lena smiled. "Yes, and we'll do it our way." Earth didn't build another weapon. They built a show, a live broadcast. Every channel on Earth, every radio, every net stream played the same thing, a message called Voices of Earth. It wasn't a speech, it was a collection, clips of people singing, laughing, reading stories to kids, cheering in stadiums, whispering bedtime words, telling jokes, shouting into the wind, billions of voices, real and human. The sound flooded the airwaves. It broke through the whisper tech. It crushed the phantom signals. And the drones? They burned out, one by one. Across the galaxy, people heard the message. We are many. We are loud. We do not break. Varnak's face twisted in shock as his plan failed again. "How?" he growled. "How can they laugh in the face of darkness?" Back on Earth, Ayla Kim answered the same question in a message to the United Galactic broadcast. "Because we've seen darkness before. We lived through war, loss, pain, we've been afraid, but we chose to fight anyway." The galaxy listened, and many started to hope. Aliens on distant worlds, slaves of the Dranok, prisoners of fear, watched Earth and began to wonder, if they can stand, maybe we can too. One rebel group in the Loran Belt started painting Earth's flag on their ships. Another species, once silent, sent Earth a gift, data on ancient Dranok codes. Even planets far from Earth sent messages. Teach us, lead us, help us fight. Earth had become more than a world. It had become a spark, a light in the dark. And the Dranok? For the first time in their long, cruel history, they felt the cold hand of fear, not from weapons, but from hope. The humans were laughing, but the galaxy was listening. And Part 7 would decide everything. The galaxy was changing. The Dranok, once feared across 1,000 worlds, were now running out of shadows to hide in. Their weapons were still strong. Their fleet, still large, but something was broken. Their power came from fear, and now, fear was fading. On Earth, the skies were peaceful, but everyone knew. The final battle was close. In a secret space station above the planet, Earth's leaders stood in silence, watching the stars. General Ayla Kim, Dr. Lena Hart, and the First Galactic Union allies stood side by side. Behind them, screens showed dozens of alien races, rebels, survivors, and warriors. All of them had chosen to follow Earth's example. Ayla spoke first. "They're coming back. One last strike, one final move." Lena nodded. "They'll send everything this time." A Zalari commander stepped forward. "Let them come. This time, we are ready." And they were. Earth had united not just its people, it had united planets. On a moon near Jupiter, fighter ships from 3 different worlds trained together. In deep orbit, cloaked satellites powered up defense systems with alien and human tech combined. On Earth, engineers had built something new, Project Echo Flare, a weapon that didn't destroy, it revealed. It made the invisible visible, the hidden exposed. The battle began 3 days later. It started quietly, a small signal, like a whisper. Then thousands of Dranok ships came out of warp across Earth's system. They looked angry, desperate, fast. But they didn't know Earth had changed. The moment the first ships appeared, Project Echo Flare activated. A wave of light spread through space, and suddenly, all Dranok ships became visible on every screen. Their stealth tech was useless. The Allied fleet moved. Zalari interceptors flew fast and hit hard. Human drones moved in perfect formations. Even ships from forgotten planets joined, ragged, patched, but ready to fight. Varnak stood on his new flagship, eyes wide. "They brought the galaxy," he whispered. "They turned our fear into their fire." Still, he fought. The Dranok launched waves of missiles. Black energy pulses cut through space. Some Earth ships were hit. Some were lost. But the line held. In Earth's command room, Ayla watched carefully. Hold the left flank. Send the drone swarm through the asteroid field. Cut off their retreat. Every move was precise. Then the Draenei did something unexpected. They dropped a giant object from one of their capital ships, a black cube, miles wide, falling toward Earth. "What is that?" a tech officer asked. Lena stared. Her face went pale. "It's the Fear Core, the original source of their control tech. If it touches Earth's surface, it won't destroy us, it'll change us. Turn us into another Draenei world." The cube was falling fast. No weapon could stop it without risking the planet. But then a voice came over the comms, a young engineer named Maya, the same girl who once asked, "Did we win?" Now, she was grown up, and she had a plan. "We can use the gravity pulse from Jupiter's orbit ring. I can reroute the energy, but someone has to fly a drone inside the pulse and aim it." "It's a suicide mission," someone said. Maya smiled. "Then I guess I'm the joke," Ayla whispered. "Good luck, pilot." Maya launched. Her drone sped past asteroids, through laser fire, dodging ships. The cube got closer, to Earth. At the last second, she triggered the pulse. A massive wave of force slammed into the cube, sending it spinning. Not into Earth, but into the Draenei fleet. It crashed into their own mothership. A silent explosion followed. And in that moment, the Draenei lost everything. Their tech failed. Their ship shut down. Their voices fell silent. The battle was over. The galaxy had watched, and now, the galaxy celebrated. From glowing cities on Mars to underwater domes on Zalari Prime, people danced, sang, and cheered. Maya survived. Her drone was damaged, but a rescue ship pulled her in. She smiled through the cracked window, tired but proud. In the Earth Council chamber, Ayla gave her final report. Today, fear fell. Not just the Draenei's fear, all fear. Dr. Lena Hart added, "We didn't win because we were stronger. We won because we were louder, smarter, funnier. Because we refused to kneel." The news spread across the stars. Earth had defeated the Draenei. But even more, Earth had taught the galaxy something powerful. Fear is not a weapon if no one believes in it. The next day, a new organization was formed, the Free Stars Union, built by humans, aliens, artists, fighters, dreamers. A place where no voice would be silenced, no world ruled by fear. And the first rule of the Union? Laugh loudly, fight smart, fear nothing. Somewhere in a dark prison, Commander Varnak sat alone. No weapons, no ships. Just silence. But outside his cell, someone painted a message on the wall. "You tried to scare the wrong planet, and Earth?" Earth looked up at the stars again, but this time not with fear, with a smile, because now the galaxy laughed with them, and no one would ever forget the moment humanity turned fear into a punchline.